72 babies that have been born from people who met while working together on our show.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wow.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
You know who's making a lot of money?
Yeah.
Is
You.
Yep. Very good, Jeff. Very good.
the people down at Paramount, CBS, because of this little show called Survivor. And this Wednesday, we are so excited to announce there will be another season beginning. Wednesday is season 48 on CBS. We welcome the head dude in charge, Jeff Probst.
Yeah.
It's good to be back. It's been about 2 decades since I've been here.
It has. Now, I heard your microphone's not on. What's wrong with your microphone? Okay, Gandhi.
Oh,
there
yeah,
you see?
I shut it off.
Nothing
New
works.
studio, nothing works.
Nothing works. Not even the people in it. Now, yeah, the last time we had you on, Jeff, was, I think, 2017.
Oh,
and we
wow.
heard the reason why you haven't done any press since then is because we just really ticked you off.
Yeah, it was a grueling interview, as we all remember. It made national and international news.
Wow.
And fortunately, you've wiped it
Yeah.
from the internet so no one could ever hear it.
It was an incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't happy with you.
I'll tell you what happened.
Okay,
We
I
keep-
was kind of joking. Sorry. Oh my God, I've forgotten what happened.
Remember, I'm like, wait a minute.
because
what?
Now I'm panicked.
we keep pushing our Andrew.
Yeah.
And we keep pushing his agenda to get him on Survivor.
Yeah.
And he's failed 48 times.
Still charming, though.
Yeah.
Andrew! Anyway, you must be a little excited about 48 this Wednesday.
Wait, but can we just clear the air? There really was not an incident. I was joking.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I wasn't.
Okay. Yes. No. I'm very excited to have season 48. Honestly, I mean, there's Andrew. All right, now it's complete.
So, Andrew, how many times have you tried for? I don't want to make this all about you, by the way. We
No,
have
for
to
sure.
talk about the game. We got to talk about this.
So many exciting things, right? So many exciting things. Yeah, so 7 years. That's how long I've
7
been
years.
applying. Yeah. So back to the question.
Gandhi and Andrew are best friends, and so you can say whatever you want to him. Why do you feel like he has failed to be on Jeff's show every single time?
I think he's not honest in his audition tapes.
Well, that could do it.
Yeah, because he is a monster and he's an unhinged, crazy person. But the videos that I've seen him make, he presents himself as very reasonable and normal, and I just don't think that's going to work for him.
Well,
He
I
needs to be
think
honest.
if that's true, you're hitting on the problem, because when people ask me, how do you get on Survivor, or what should I put on my audition tape or whatever, I say, I know this doesn't sound like much. Andrew, you've heard me say this.
For sure.
You have to be yourself. And then
Yeah.
people go, yeah, but what do you mean? I go, well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know you. If you don't know you. So
That's deep.
you should, well, I mean, really, you should be able to pick up your phone right now and say, hey, my name's Andrew. I work on this radio show. I do this thing. I do that. That should be enough. You don't have to script it or anything. And to the point of applying a lot, the woman who won last year, Rachel, applied for 6 years. It was 7 years before she got on the show,
Wow.
and
There
she
you go.
won.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's also timing. You know, you're still evolving as a human, and you're getting more stories and getting more interesting and better
For
at telling
sure.
them.
No,
so.
he's not.
Oh, okay.
I think you should just be like, I'm Andrew, I'm a devious bitch, and leave it there,
Do it.
and it would work out well.
So repeat after her. I'm Andrew.
I'm Andrew,
And I'm a devious bitch.
and I'm a devious bitch.
There you go.
Boom.
Honesty!
Wow. We'll see you season 50.
Yeah. I will say, ever since you told me to apply, a lot in my life has changed, and you kind of inspired me to get off the couch of my own life and start living. There's a lot of things that I saw in myself that maybe I wasn't super confident, but I actually have gone out there and done skydiving, which I never thought I would do. I ran a half marathon, never thought I could do that. I drove 2,500 miles across the country with Gandhi and Diamond. Like, there's so many little things that I started doing, and I just realized, like, I can't wait for permission. You just have to go out there and do it.
You have a great life. You shouldn't even worry about Survivor. Just go live it.
You're right.
But Elvis, let's just take 1 second on what he was just talking about.
Okay.
Because if you've never watched Survivor, you probably have an idea that it's this thing, it's this competition game, it's a reality show. I don't watch reality shows. It's a MacGuffin. The game of Survivor lures you because it's addictive and addicting, and
Yes.
you want to do all of it. But what Andrew's talking about is the transformation that happens from people who decide to get up off the couch and then go live in the jungle and take on this game. Is they find parts of themselves they never knew were there, or that they hoped were there, and now they are. So you're already changing because of Survivor. I get super corny about it because I watch people transform because they're living in a real jungle, taking on all this stuff, and then they do it, and they come back and are like, I'm way more badass than I ever thought.
I want that for all of us and everyone listening.
Yeah.
If not Survivor, somewhere in life, we need these transformations.
Yeah,
For sure.
We love you, Andrew, and I
love you guys.
Jeff has promised nothing.
Damn it.
But
keep applying.
Come on, man.
so, look, I mean, so 48 seasons. We're talking what 20 how many
24 years.
24 years.
2 a year.
How have you seen the people change? How are they different now than they were then?
It's a great question. I hope I have a good answer because Survivor is always a reflection of us. If you go back and look at early seasons, there were things that happened on the show that would never happen today because we don't do those things anymore. I said things on the show years ago I would never say today because I don't think that way. So we're constantly evolving. What is really, I don't know how people have changed, but I know what we've changed is the type of people we're looking for. Mm-hmm. So in the early days of unscripted shows, I think it was natural for people to say, we need a bartender type, some young, good-looking guy, and then we don't do that anymore. I most of the time don't even know what people's occupation is unless it's central to their character. We're just looking for humans who are interesting and can tell their story, and then we put this game design on top of it. That's what really changed after COVID is the game is now central to your experience. And the reason that is it creates all this uncertainty. So now you're in a jungle and you've got this crazy weird game that you have to play of social politics and physical challenges and endurance. And on top of all of that is you're living in this real jungle trying to figure it out. That's where I think Survivor's gotten really interesting. And our cast is just incredibly diverse now. I mean, the stories are honestly, they're kind of unbelievable. Just this season, how many people we have from different countries, different walks of life, different upbringings, and then you're forced to sit across from somebody and say, hey, my name is Jeff, and before you know it, you've made friends with somebody you would never even have met in your normal life. And now the storm is coming and you're relying on each other, and what he doesn't know is you've already conspired against him.
It's like the show.
I'm getting goosebumps. Hell,
Yeah.
you really are very well media trained.
Elvis. What's funny is this is me.
I know. I mean, you've been deep in the show since day one.
Our whole team knows. Probst, he's on one of those. He's going to get into this whole adventure thing, spirit of life. You know,
we need it because I want everyone to watch. I want Wednesday to be all about. I don't want you to record it. I want Survivor to be an event as it was back in the.
I'll tell you what. This season has some of the most amazing storylines. You'll cry in the first 2 minutes of episode 1. You can't not.
Don't give that away.
Yeah, don't we?
That's not a giveaway. It's just meaning like you kind of feel, you just feel it. Our storytelling is pretty good, and we take you in really fast, and all of a sudden you're like, why am I crying over what this guy just said? I don't even know this guy.
Wow.
But it's a powerful. I always say to people, if you've never watched Survivor, just give me one episode. That's it. Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're not in 10 minutes, you'll never be in. I'm going to bet you're coming back for episode 2.
We got lots to talk about. We got to talk about the game. I want to talk about how season 50 is going to be a little different because you're putting the power into our hands as we watch. I want to get into that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your crazy connection with White Lotus, which I'm loving. Have you been watching?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't see last night. So
did you watch the first episode?
Yeah.
We can't talk about it because I don't want to spoil it.
Thank you.
But there's some crazy stuff going down.
I was lucky enough to be invited by Mike to a premiere where I watched it in a theater with like 500 people or something.
Right.
And Mike gave a speech beforehand and basically said, this has been the longest journey this season of anything I've ever done, the most difficult thing I've ever done. And I'm so incredibly happy about it. Like, he really puts his heart and soul into this show. He's trying to do something. He's trying to explore who we are. And he's doing it in a really fun way with obnoxious people.
We're a bunch of monkeys living in Thailand. That's what we are. Okay, if you're trying to figure out what we're talking about, the creator of White Lotus, Mike White, he was actually on Survivor back in 2018. He got pretty far.
He did.
Whoa.
A lot of people think he could have won. He made it to the end, and then there seemed to be a moment where he realized, I don't need to win. The money won't help me the way it will help somebody else.
Oh, wow.
I just needed to know if I could win.
Wow. Huh. He has cast some friends from Survivor in every season so far, including at least 2 cameos in the pilot season 3, when we saw the other night. And there you go.
Wow.
That's so cool. What a connection you have with White Lotus.
And I don't think it's any surprise if you're a Survivor fan. Mike White is one of the best storytellers we've ever had on the show. You know, you go to people for interviews in every episode for them to tell you what's happening. And Mike just has that ability to tell you a story from anybody's point of view and get it right.
I'm getting that.
Yeah.
But you haven't started watching it.
I haven't. Don't you ruin it. I'm excited.
Crazy
So
stuff.
good. And how does one guy write so many different types of people and all of them feel absolutely true? He's a kid from Pasadena.
See, I could see you doing that.
Oh, I don't. No. Mike White's one of the greatest writers of all time.
All right, give yourself some credit, Jeff Probst. By the way, just turning us on, Jeff Probst is here. We're talking about season 48 of Survivor premiering Wednesday on CBS.
I have 2 questions.
Oh yeah, question 1.
Okay, the first question is 48 seasons. Was there any season where you said, this is it, I'm out after this season?
There have been some moments where I think just me and maybe the team are exhausted from the shoot.
Yeah.
Especially, it used to be 39 days, and we would do 2 seasons back to back, plus all the prep. So it felt like you were out there for 200 days. And I think that's what would get me is I would just think, oh my God, I can't believe we're going to come back and do this again in, a couple of months. But then you get home and you start looking at the edits and you get reminded why you love it. But I haven't had that feeling in years. I've never been, clearly, so excited about Survivor. And I think the COVID break was really good for us because it gave us a moment to step back, take a breath, and say, how can we flip this game a little bit? And if you were on location, you would see I'm not the only one who is this passionate. Everybody cares about what we do. It's really weird, but we have a team that's been together 15, 18, 20 years, a lot of people.
Wow.
So we've grown up together. Here's a crazy stat. To date, we have 72 babies that have been born from people who met while working together on our show.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wow. Okay.
Not 72 babies of our crew. 72 met from people who met.
How many from crew?
No, I'm saying
Crew with contestants. Babies.
Oh,
That's
no.
the number.
no, but meaning
It's a fair question.
these are people that have met while working on this show,
Wow.
fell in love, got married, have babies. So if you come to location at any given time, you'll see 8, 10, 12 kids running around.
That's
love that.
so
Okay.
cool. All right, my second part is, have you made enough money where if you wanted to walk away, you really could?
That's
The answer is yes.
yeah.
Season 1.
Yeah.
Good for you, Jeff.
Yeah. My wife would say no, but we have very different approaches to that.
When you look at all of the people who have won, is there a common thread or like one character trait about them that you would say, yeah, those winners all have this in common?
I think at this point now, I think there is. And I think there is on some level likability. It doesn't mean you have to be nice. We've had people who've played vicious games win. But if there's something about you that just isn't likable, then people are reluctant, even if you played a great game, to write your name down for $1 million. There's just something about us intuitively. We just want it to go to somebody that's deserves it. And so often what you'll see is somebody who's played a very tough game. They will say, look, I know I blindsided you, but I knew if I didn't, you were coming for me and you need to respect that. And then people say, you're right, I was, and I do respect that. And then they go on to be friends. So there is something about in life, if you're fun to be around and you make people feel good about themselves, you're probably going to go a little further than somebody who's just, a punk.
Maybe you should listen to him, Gandhi.
As soon as he said likability, I was like, damn it.
'Cause she is officially the menace of our show. Hey, so I saw this game. It's called Survivor.
The tribe has
The tribe has spoken, designed by Jeff Probst.
Yeah. Yep.
You got your own game.
Yeah, we've been working on that for a while. I partnered with this company, Exploding Kittens, which is a
Wow,
gigantic.
we love exploding
Yeah.
kittens.
We love Exploding
yeah.
Kittens.
So Elon Lee is a good buddy of mine. So we teamed up, and his team and myself made this game. And I can now say, if you're a Survivor fan, it pretty closely resembles. What's your name? Stephanie is a Survivor fan. She has it.
she
She's
is.
nodding. But
At a creepy rate.
But the reviews have been really great because aside from living in the jungle, you're playing Survivor, and it's pretty addictive and pretty fun, and you get to test your ability to persuade, cajole, lie, manipulate, and And the box is cool. The car, everything is straight
Where's the
from
torch?
the game.
Does it come with a torch?
So one thing we couldn't figure out: fire.
Just burn some furniture. Hey, so where can we get the
You can get that like at Target. You can get it at Amazon, anywhere. You know.
And I'm sure
games are
when on the
sold.
CBS lot, you go to the
Walmart.
Paramount store, they've got it.
Yeah, Paramount store will have it at some point. I don't think they have it now.
Well, that's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird. I think they're working on it, but it's out. It's selling. I know I sound like I'm bragging on my own game. It is selling like crazy
awesome.
because A, we have good fans, and B, people are playing it and saying that it plays really well. So that's what we worked on, because Survivor's a game. So we wanted the card game to mirror the game, and I think it does.
What up, Nate?
I was talking to Jeff, and he said you went through how many versions of this game?
Yeah, like probably 80.
Whoa.
Wow.
But that is, that really is, Nate, game design. Even on Survivor, when we have a new advantage or a twist, it has to marinate for a while. And you sit on it, you go, okay, so what else would a player do with it? And then 2 weeks later, you go, oh my God, thank God we didn't put that in the game. Here's what could have happened. And then you adjust it. So in making this game, we would just sit around my house, a table in my house, and just quickly play versions because you're working with game designers. So there's a shorthand.
So it is Survivor. The tribe has spoken. It's the game. And there's, if not you, someone in your life is a Survivor lover, and they'll be watching the season premiere of season 48.
So good.
Wednesday. So I'm assuming that season 49 is where you're working that now. Mm-hmm. So season 50.
Right.
This is going to be a little different.
Yeah.
Tell everyone what's going on. How are we in charge of season 50?
Okay, so the theme of Survivor 50 is in the hands of the fans. That's the name of the season. And what we've done where you vote players in. We've done that. What we've never done is let the fans decide the game design. So every week, starting with the premiere, Wednesday night, there'll be 4 categories you can vote on. And throughout the season, you'll vote on more so that when it's done, the fans will have designed the kind of game they want to see played in 50. The players won't know. We're not going to reveal anything. We will know, and the players will find out as it unfolds. But it's everything from, we have a thing called the Final Four Fire Making Challenge. Some people love it because it's incredibly dramatic. Other people think the game should be pure and you shouldn't have it. Then vote to not have it. We're going to just see what happens.
When do you open this up?
It starts after the premiere. There's the first 4 categories.
Okay.
So you vote on like the aesthetic. You can decide the color scheme of the season. Then you can decide if you want them to have rice or no rice. You can decide if you want the Final Four Fire Making Challenge. And we also have one if we should bring back our big live reunion finale.
You have to.
Yeah.
So
We missed that.
So we'll learn all about this Wednesday.
yeah, it starts on Wednesday, and then you'll have more categories throughout the season.
Interesting question from someone texting us. Jeff.
What up?
They call you by the name. When will we have an all-female cast? I think the cattiness and drama would be fantastic
Totally.
on Survivor.
It's not a bad idea. It's not. I'd say it's not a bad idea.
How about geriatric version, like Survivor geriatrics?
Bad idea.
By the time Andrew gets on there, he'll be okay for geriatric
They have
Survivor.
the Golden Bachelor. They should have the Golden Survivor.
Yeah, the idea of just doing all women or all men, it is interesting. You just have to sort of really, again, marinate on it, think through it, because the dynamic and the different approaches to life is interesting. For instance, when you list all of the greatest quote unquote characters of Survivor, a majority of them are men. Why? What is it about what we allow men to say and do socially versus women?
Yes.
It's right.
Well, specifically that text that said that cattiness and drama would be out of control. My thought was, I don't think women and men are that different, but women get called catty and men get called strategic when they're doing the exact same thing. So I would love to see that.
Yeah.
See, I want to be on the all-gay Survivor. We're just a bunch of catty bitches. Just a thought.
You're gay?
What?
On occasion. Oh my God, Jeff Probst he's blushing.
I did.
You
Well,
know,
for a second, I was like, well, should I have said that?
Come on. Now, you were on my favorite show on CBS, which is CBS Sunday Morning.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things they asked you was about when you're hosting, when you're doing your thing. Do you ever get nervous? Do you ever? Are you just always this naturally relaxed? Because you seem relaxed to me, even if you're asking people, if they're gay.
Right.
You seem to be okay with it.
Well, yeah, John asked me if I was you ever get nervous like before a season starts, and I don't. And I know that sounds weird, but I feel like when the red light goes on, it's like the tally light of a camera, that's when I'm the most zoned in. And when I'm zoned in, I'm just in the moment. What often happens on Survivor is something will happen. It could be something crazy that happens that I'm involved with, right? A Q&A or something. And then I get the cut to look at. I'm like, I wonder what I said after that. I don't remember it like months later because when you're doing an interview, I'm sure this happens to you. You're doing a great interview. When the interview's over, you don't always remember what you talked about.
It's done. It's wrapped.
Yeah, right. But you were in it. I'm not taking notes about how it's going. I'm just trying to be there for the player to respond and drive the story or answer the question.
And that's the thing. Yeah, it's second nature to you. You don't even think about it. Are you straight? Hold on.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe that's why he blushed.
Well, look, all of the above. If you just turned us on, Jeff Probst, of course, is here. Season 48
You
Survivor.
just turned me on.
I know.
We could do this all day.
Big fella.
Wait, I have one question.
Ask three.
At this point, having watched 48 seasons, do you think you could win?
No, because I would get annoyed.
Is that what you?
At some point, I would say, here's the thing about Nate, and I'm just going to say it right now. If he tells that story one more time, I would definitely, because you got to really be able to hold your stuff together and say, to yourself, count to 100 if I have to. Let's keep it together, and then in interview when it's private, you can speak your truth. I tend to speak my truth just a little too fast. And regret it almost every time.
Never, ever regret that at all. Yeah. Filters are for babies. Yeah. Let's not filter what we need to say.
You're right. I don't really regret it.
Yeah.
That was a great question, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Both of you asking great questions. I should have stayed home today.
Could have.
I think oh my gosh! I think Universal or Disney should do like how they have the Indiana Jones experience in like one of those parks. How cool would the Survivor one be?
You know what's funny about that is we've started doing these beach drops, and they're kind of what you're talking about on a smaller level, where we set up some big challenges. You can weave palm fronds. We just did one Saturday in Manhattan over at the Chelsea factory. They're really fun. So we're heading toward that.
Okay, cool.
Well, with that said, the game. I want everyone listening to buy at least 3 of these.
Thanks for mentioning the game. You've done it.
The Tribe has spoken. Available at Target.
Yeah.
I'm sure online all over the place as well. We've got season 48 of Survivor premiering Wednesday night on CBS. And that same night, you'll find out how you can be controlling in Survivor 50.
Yeah.
So
we have a whole thing with 50. Fiji Airways is going to brand a jet for us, and we're going to. Some families are going to win trips to Fiji to come to base camp and see Survivor. It's going to be a really fun year.
Wow. You would think that after 48 seasons, you're running out of new ideas.
Yeah.
Because I know we've been on how many seasons? We haven't had a new idea since Jimmy Carter was president.
We just keep stealing them from other people.
Well, that's a pretty good approach.
Yeah, you're right. It's working.
Steal theirs and make it yours. Jeff, it's always an honor to have you here.
So fun to be back here.
Thank you. Even though you'll never have our Andrew on until Geriatric Survivor is out.
You never know.
Jeff Probst, everyone.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.